Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I am here today to talk about the best food that you can get on the Carnival Freedom cruise ship. As you can see, we are back home already, but I wanted to go ahead and do a follow-up vlog and talk about all the food that we ate on the Carnival Freedom, but more importantly, the best food that you can get. As you can see, I still have on my cruise shirt, one of my mini cruise shirts. Thought it'd be appropriate for the home vlog. Well, let's get right into it. And a couple things that I wanted to mention is that majority of this food that you're going to see me talk about today is included with the Carnival Freedom fare of the cruise that you pay. So when you pay to book your cruise, most of this food is all you can eat, which is awesome. So the Carnival Freedom is one of the smaller Carnival ships in comparison to some of their newer ships and just newer cruise ships in general that they have. But it was really easy to navigate, which is really nice because majority of the food was all close in walking distance, and it was all on deck 9, the Lido deck. So we visited the Lido deck a lot. In the middle of the Lido deck, you're going to find the buffet style meals, which the buffet is actually open for hours during breakfast, for lunch, and for dinner. So each night that we didn't go to the dinner reservations at the Posh restaurant, which is one of the 2 restaurants that's included with your cruise fare, we actually would go to the buffet for dinner instead. Most of the nights we did go to the Posh restaurant, which I actually talked about the Posh restaurant in my first Carnival Freedom vlog, and you can check that out on my channel and in the description below. The Posh restaurant style is where we were sitting. Hannah and myself were sitting with 2 other people that we were assigned to sit with, and that menu was a huge menu that had appetizers. It had entrees, desserts, and a ton of beverages to choose from, and that menu rotated each night, so there were always different options. And you could order as much as you want or as little as you want, which is super nice. But on the flip side, the buffets are open. If you don't want to go to a sit-down meal, your family's feeling something different, or want to change it up, go hit up the buffets. They've got a ton of options. First thing that stood out to me, and my favorite part of the breakfast buffet, was the omelet station. They actually had 2 areas that they were making made-to-order omelets. You could basically customize the omelets how you wanted. The eggs were fresh. It was really, really good. I waited in line 3 days to get an omelet. The line would fluctuate, you know, depending on what time of the morning we went. So we tried to get to the buffet for breakfast around 8 or 9 a.m. Definitely before 9 a.m., especially because of our excursions that we had for 2 of the days we were on the cruise ship. As you guys can see here, the buffet had pretty much anything and everything you could choose from. They had a ton of fruit, ton of yogurts. They had bacon, sausage, ham. They even had lunch meats and cheeses out. And then they had the cereal and all those good things that kids love. Also in that area with the buffet, you're gonna see a ton of the beverage stations, and these beverage stations are open at all times. So these beverage stations actually always have water, juice, coffee, and tea for you to just go and fill up whatever cup you have. There are cups there that you can pick up and get a new one each time, but if you have a refillable Tervis or something, you can fill it up with as much water, coffee, tea, juice as you want. They also had lemonade. I wanted to point that out as well. Not only do they have these awesome beverage stations, they do also have ice cream stations. Multiple ice cream and soft serve stations around the Lido deck, deck 9, and you could go up and get as much as you want. So during the lunch hours and after dinner hours, it was super long lines to get into the ice cream. So I took it upon myself to go at the most random times to get some soft serve. They had chocolate vanilla swirl. They had strawberry, and the strawberry was the best for sure. So honestly, my favorite part of the entire buffet section was the Mongolian Wok. This was open for lunch and dinner, and it is so good. It's like a Mongolian grill, and basically you pick up your bowl, you put in all the food that you want. They've got a ton of different types of noodles, veggies, and then they had 3 different meats to choose from and 3 different sauces. So they were making all of these made to order, and the line got super long during the prime lunch and dinner hours. So keep that in mind. If you want to get Mongolian Wok as your meal, you definitely want to get there early for lunch and early for dinner, because the line gets super duper long, but it is well worth it. And if you like spicy, they actually have a Szechuan sauce that is really, really good. I actually got the chicken in my bowl, and I really, really enjoyed all of it. I honestly think the next best thing that the Carnival Freedom has to offer, and that most people I think waited in line for, is Guy's Burger Joint. Yes, Guy Fieri has his own burger joint on this cruise, and the burgers are so good. They are smash style burgers, and they had a ton of different burgers you could order, and a ton of different ways you could order the burgers on the menu. And the coolest part about, once you get your burger, there also is a toppings bar that they have available for you to go ahead and add additional toppings onto your burgers. And these burgers are delicious. And just keep in mind, this is all you can eat. So some people would go up and get numerous burgers. I was not one of those people, because I didn't want to feel sick, but I could very well eat 2 burgers from Guy's Burgers any day. They are so good. And the French fries actually were really good as well. They have a really good seasoning on them. So you have to get a Guy's Burger if you go on the Carnival Freedom. The next best food that is, again, all you can eat, and actually was the quick service type food that stays open the latest, is the Pizza Pirate, which is right next to one of the pools. It's actually next to the adults only pool, which was super nice, because when Hannah and I went to the pool later in the evening, and there weren't a lot of people, the line for the Pizza Pirate was super short. So we would always get some late night pizza, and this pizza is so good. They had a ton of different options to choose from. It's a thin crust style pizza, and it was amazing. Like, I love thin crust pizza. It's actually my preference when I eat pizza. So if you love thin crust pizza, you must try the Pizza Pirate. And again, all you can eat, all the time. So I had mentioned it already, but when we sat down and ate dinner at the Posh restaurant with that rotating menu, I did want to point out that the best item that you could order was actually a dessert item, and it's the Carnival chocolate cake. They are famous for their chocolate cake, and it comes with a little side of vanilla ice cream, and it's a warm chocolate cake when it comes out, and it melts in your mouth. It is so good. If you have the opportunity to order that chocolate cake from one of the restaurants on the Carnival ships, definitely try it. It is delicious. I'll show you a photo of it right here. I think another perk to the Carnival Freedom was that they had a couple different coffee shops that you could go to, and in those coffee shops they actually had some, sweets like donuts, pastries, little bakery type items that you could get. But one of the coffee shops actually served milkshakes, and because we had the drink package, we could use one of our drinks, one of our 15 drinks a day, to get a milkshake. And these milkshakes were so good. It is worth getting the drink package, because the drink package, you can actually get milkshakes, you can get water bottles, Gatorade. They even have Celsius at the coffee shop, which is, Celsius is like an energy drink that's kind of expensive. So I was really shocked to see all the options that they had, along with alcohol. There are a couple food places on the Carnival Freedom that are not included. in your cruise fare. In my very first cruise video that I made, I did show you that we stopped and ate at the seafood shack, which is an additional cost. So any of that seafood you have to pay out of pocket for. We did get a full lobster and some fried shrimp, and we can take a look at that here. And we wanted to try it because we both love seafood, and so we figured let's pay the extra and give it a try. And it was really good. They have a ton of different options there, so if you're a diehard seafood person, you should definitely check out the Seafood Shack, and that is actually near the Pizza Pirate, but on the opposite side. So it's right near the adults only pool as well. And then they also had a sushi stand. We got sushi one time. I didn't get any footage of us eating sushi because I was too busy watching the March Madness games while eating the sushi, but that is an additional cost. If you're interested in sushi for lunch, for dinner, definitely check that out. It was really good, and they had a ton of different sushi rolls to choose from. So to cap it off, the best eats on the Carnival Freedom are hands down gonna be the Guy's Burger Joint, the Mongolian Wok, and the Pizza Pirate. Those three were food places that I would never get tired of eating from on that cruise. And not to mention, they're all you can eat. So if you have a cruise on the Carnival Freedom and you don't feel like paying extra, definitely take advantage of all the different options that they have around the ship. There are some other food options that I didn't put on this list here of the best eats. These just happen to be my favorite eats. So this is just my opinion. And if you guys have other food that you've had on the Carnival Freedom, drop it down in the comments. I want to know what's some other good food, just in case I do ever go back onto that cruise ship. I'd love to know, because I didn't get to try everything. So I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you found it helpful. If you have an upcoming Carnival Freedom cruise, I hope that you get to try all these tasty items. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. I truly appreciate all the support, and thanks so much for watching. I do still have one more Carnival Freedom cruise vlog coming out, and that is actually just gonna break down the pros and cons of the Carnival Freedom, so be on the lookout for that. And as always, I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.